Warning. This program may contain foul language and awful arithmetic. It should not be viewed by anyone who is triggered by first start at 18 saw 90 with the opponent on the finish, or by anyone learning how to mentally calculate 11 plus 8 plus 26. City League Darts reminds you to please add and subtract responsibly. Okay, we're in here for wrap up of week 9. It is of the City League Quarantine Premier League. We've got a critical match coming up for y'all. I will get into that in a second. But first, an announcement. Tonight represents the inaugural broadcast debut of City League Darts on cable television in the United States. That's right. We have, I'm not supposed to say partnered with, we have used the Austin Public from the Austin Film Society, Austin Public distribution access in Travis County, Texas here. So tonight at 10 p.m. in about 3 hours time, any cable TV subscriber in Travis County, Texas will be able to turn their set-top box to channel 16 just on your television with the clicker. I kid you not. Get the darts with the clicker in the United States. And the darts aren't even that good. I'm telling you, I don't know why they're doing it. I convinced them somehow. It's on. In celebration of that, I would like to introduce a modified City League introduction. And it goes a little something like this. It's in tune. City League! City League! Party time! Excellent! Woo! 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 Okay, that's it. Great. So, now that we are right up there, great, now I'm scratching my backboard, right up there with the Mike Myers, the Dana Carveys, the Lauren Michaelses of the world, we can get back into this match here. Exciting stuff. Big implications here in this opening week match. This is going to decide who makes the playoffs and who stays at home next week. So as we see here with the standings here, Jerry Melendez, the West Texas Marauder, he's good to go. Yes, he's good to go. So Jerry's locked in to one of these playoff positions here. Right now, all of the work here is on Jesse, number 5, to get 2 points. Try to jump up above Jerry there. Ooh, yes, there is implications. Jesse can overpass Jerry in that 3 spot to knock Jerry down into 4, knock Mike Gilligan out of the playoffs entirely, and take that 3 spot. Gilligan there is watching this match. He's out of the grackle right now. Mike, Sonia, how are you doing? He is rooting for a Melendez draw or win. So if Jerry just goes to 6 or gets all 7, Gilligan is safe. If Hopper wins this, then Hopper gets into the playoffs at Gilligan's expense. It's spicy. Let's see what we can expect. By this, it looks like we can expect a very good, very close match. Great numbers for the season. Tons of high scoring, good averages. Both players with the 4 wins. Though Jesse there, Rattlesnake, not able to get a single draw there, 3 losses. If he's not winning, he's losing. Meanwhile, Jerry there getting the job done with those 2 points for the draws. Only 1 loss on the season so far at the hands of Shenandoah Slinger Kenny Johnson. The players have already corked, and if they are ready, they can go ahead. Oh, Jerry saying that the loss was to Gilligan. So splitting with Slinger there, potentially. So anyway, the players have corked. If they're ready, they can shoot them well. Game on, guys.
Shoot up, Jesse. Shoot up, Jerry.
As I crop in some of these frames. So big, exciting implications here. Love it when you see some playoff implications come down to the very last match of the season. That's always a lot of fun. And we are certainly going to be seeing some of that here this evening. Wow.
There you go.
Quite a start to a pretty critical match here from Jesse. Wasting no time getting scoring on the board. I've called it a number of times before in these quarantine Premier League matches where players sometimes take a little while to get going. Sometimes we'll be well into leg 3 when I'm still saying, oh, well, they could be warming up, could be trying to find some pace. Jesse, maybe he's been warming up already. You know, he could be an hour or so into throwing today. Who knows? I have not talked to these players beforehand. Just scrambling enough myself in the booth to get this new winter season promo launched and get my guitar plugged in and get it out from the attic. In case you couldn't tell, I am not professionally trained. Might come as a surprise to some of you. But I actually do not know how to play the guitar.
57.
If you can believe that. I thought about pre-filming something with me playing the drums, which I actually do know how to play and which are set up outside this room. But time bests us all. It's not time that's besting Jerry right now. It's just Jesse.
$36.
But the night is young. Big Man Beard joins us in the chat saying he's watching this and a photo match into a slinger playing at this time as well, I believe. So early in the season there, no implications to be spoken of in this week 2 stage of the FO Dart League. Ooh, tonight could be match 1 of week 3 or a floating game week. Who knows? Both these players wasting absolutely no time early on. The Jesse coming out swinging big guns here against Jerry's throw, and it's not going to happen this turn as you can't take 99 out with 2 darts. As creative as we throw them in City League, that's a bit beyond us. 4 19s for a bullseye shot here for Jerry. Not going to go. So 88 remaining here. Just wants that treble 20 to try to leave the Mensur. Ooh, and that reminds me. Oh, we got so much to talk about here. Y'all, you know that the World Cup of Darts is coming up now, right? You know the World Cup is on. Oh, I shouldn't talk about this during the checkouts. We'll get to that. Double 10 here for Hopper for an opening break. A little lag on the audio side. We're hearing them well before they're going in.
There you go. Shot.
I don't know. You think he's just like clapping 2 sticks together in the back and then running up and placing the dart? Who knows? Maybe. Opening break a throw there for Jesse. Not how Jerry wanted to start.
$47.
Jerry, for his own efforts, I mean, did not do terribly that leg. But Jesse was just punishing.
30.
Opening visit of a ton 80. Takes out 105 darts. Could have been 4. Could have been 3.
$126.
No, it could not have been 3 because the 1 left the 99. So, anyway. Point is, Jesse throwing good. And apologies if this winter season banner looks a little bit pixelated. If you're viewing, let me know. I might rather just get rid of it than leave it up if it looks as bad for y'all as it does for me right now,
26.
which I really believe it does. Looks like Claude Monet and a inkjet printer had a
45.
baby. And I tried to cheap them on the job, and that's what they gave me for the printout. Bad math there from Jesse, guaranteeing himself
40.
a non-finish with the missed single on the first one. Wanted to go 18 or 25 there to give himself a chance at a checkout without forcing himself to hit the big trouble. First time of asking, and I think more and more about that. And the other side of that coin is basically like, listen, you got to hit two trebles, right? And so if you say, listen, I need to hit trebles 2 and 3 versus trebles 1 and 2, like, what's the difference, right? Because hitting the big treble, like with the treble 18 on your first start, does not change the fact that you still need to hit two more trebles in the visit there. From 305 and from some of these others like that. So certainly a case to be made against. But maybe the other thinking is that, well, yeah, if if you hit that treble 18, it doesn't, you still have to hit two more trebles. So maybe the thinking is you can stack the trebles in that
45.
treble 18 wedge if you want. Use some markers to make your troubleshooting that much easier. So I don't know. I really don't know. I'm not good enough. I'm just waiting for Steve Brown to offer some JDC training curriculum courses that I know he's working on, that I'm excited to sign up for Junior League, to start teaching the kids and having a little bit of confidence while I do it. Trying to build this game here in North America,
95.
continent where I just feel like you ask 100 people on the street how you play darts. Maybe 3 of them will have even heard of the game 501. But even that, I feel like, is pretty generous. Anyway, it's 98 here for Jesse, who went 18s because he doesn't, is just not under pressure. So he can certainly afford some setup darts, but he can't afford a single 4 and a treble 3 and a treble 2.
Excuse me. 13.
4 and 3 and 6. It's going to be that 13 for Jesse. Not really advancing his cause hardly at all that turn.
40.
Ooh,
55.
a chance there for Jerry with a ton there. He could have put a lot of pressure on this throw. As it is, not under duress just yet. But he will need to go 20 for the bullseye here, Jesse. Ooh, almost set up double 10 there. Oh, just outside. Good effort on the third.
40.
That's certainly the route I go on 85. Treble 19s also acceptable. 100 left for Jerry here. Back to the 20 to leave 80. Was it 5 or 13? Figure it's 5 for double 20, as we've seen Jesse have a lot of success on that target throughout the season. And it's also just a very comfortable move as you're already shooting up and high. As it is, 13 goes low, and that's the risk. Shooting for those horizontal wedges. The 9 left the double 18. The double 18 went high. What's the 80 going to go? Oh, no. He went 16s on 80. First start with his opponent on 36. Jerry Melendez, incredibly unmath aware. Anti-math aware. Math unaware. Math. Just math no.
38.
Just math no.
No.
We'll just leave that sticker up there for a minute while Jesse attempts this double 18 once more. He's going high once with it. He's going way inside and low. Double 16. Double 8 right next door. Finally gets over there and Mike Gilligan, if you're watching, I'm sorry. Tell Clayton to charge me for the next round. As Jerry gets punished there, not even giving himself a chance at a double from 80.
180.
And another leg opening maximum here. Wow. 2 legs and 1 throw down. And we've already had 2 opening visit maximums.
100.
Ooh, we're playing for keeps. I got a tweet about that.
$60.
So what are we, about 13 minutes here? And 2 legs and 1 throw.
59.
Impressive, impressive, impressive.
45.
And Jerry putting some pressure on here. Looking to come out. Make a statement on this hold. So far, just down to 1 break.
121.
And in classic Jesse fashion, as soon as I say, oh, well, the opponent is putting a gap here, making some room, Jesse just slams in a monster visit. Wow, another ton 80 from Jerry. You like double 18 for a 13 darter? I do. Do you like double 18 for a 13 darter? Do you like double 9 for a 15 darter? Yes, I love it. I prefer double 18. Great stuff, Jerry. Wow. Good comeback leg there. Stats, I got him. You want him. There we go. Wow. Look at that first 9. Almost an 85 from Jesse there. Absolutely ridiculous. Makes me wish I did know how to play the guitar.
100.
I could strum a little ditty. But wow. Awesome stuff. Awesome stuff so far here in this critical match. So again, with these standings, Hopper here needs the win. Any win, any way he can get to 7 legs will put him into the number 3 seed, which would put him against Toaster. There's no way for him to get the 4 seed. So it's either going to be Jerry in 3 and Mike in 4, or it'll be Jesse in 3 and Jerry in 4, or it'll be Jerry in 4 and Mike in, or Jerry in 3 and Mike in 4 if Jesse loses this or draws here.
21.
So again, standings will stay as they are if Jerry takes this or if they come out with a draw. If Jesse wins this, however, he will take the 3 seed, which means he'll be playing the Toaster, Dave Weiland, in the semifinal, of the second semifinal of the playoffs, and that it would be the number 1 seed, Shenandoah Slinger, Kenny Johnson, going up against what would then be the 4 seed, West Texas Marauder here, Jerry Melendez. Implications. That's hard to say fast. Even 1 time, let alone 3 or 5 times.
42. $22.
Well, advantage Hopper here on the throw with a 57-point advantage here.
95.
I'll turn into a 133 point advantage. No, 142? 52.
70.
Doesn't have to go for 419s here in the bullseye, Jesse, with his opponent way back on the 208. He might anyway, just for the practice. How about double six? 114 scored with 619s. Double six the target now. Careful not to bust. Wow, well, he was careful not to bust. You can say that about Rattlesnake there on the right. Ooh, wants the bullseye here now.
42.
Leaving yourself 66. Not going to do the job. Bullseye would have left 160. 18. 167. Jerry Melendez not being math aware. And meanwhile, Jesse almost busting in his first start. Ooh, making a hash of it, trying to check it on down. But getting let off the hook a little bit here.
Oh my God.
Jerry just missing all the targets here. Really fumbling around here in these late stages. We'll see if Jesse goes right for the basement or splits it with two double of. Oh, goes right for it. Finds himself in the 19 adjacent. 139 for Jerry. 132 now is just going to have to get set up. Oh no, still above 100 at a 107 there. Jesse, is he going to split it this time or attack it straight off again? And I figure he's attacking it because he's just not that comfortable with the setups. As we saw him earlier on 45, missed the big 13 into the big 6, and then kind of fumble his way down from there. No. Jesse leaving himself with the worst leave you can have on a two-darter there. Meanwhile, 56 remaining for Jerry. 16 would leave tops. I think he found the corner of that 16. Double 20 here. Oh, yikes. What a tight dart. I don't like the speed. I don't like the pacing between that second and third dart there. I feel like Jerry went a little bit too fast. I feel like we see that pretty often here in the Quarantine Premier League. Folks will try to rush that wrap-up of the leg. That could be a blocker for Jesse. Certainly not a marker. Does well to get back on even, though, and Jerry still has to burn the dart here. It's the 19 for double 10. Jesse let off the hook a little bit here. Double 1. One up. One in. Ooh, one in? One in the big ol' 18. Jerry now 1 for double 2. He had to shuffle up a little bit. He wasn't sure if that was a 3 or a 1 scored with that second dart.
Ooh. 6 scored.
I hate when that happens. It's so frustrating. It's like you just want to throw your dang dart. And sometimes, well, so Jerry didn't have the luxury in that position. But if I'm not sure a dart's like, wow, there Jesse goes. Good hold, critical hold. But if I've thrown a dart and I'm not sure, like if I need tops or something and I'm just playing by myself, like a webcam match, so I don't have a chalker. If I need tops and I throw a dart and like I think it got it, like it's definitely not inside. Like might be outside and I think I got, or maybe like double 16 is a better example, right? Your first dart's a little bit low, the flight's pointing up a little bit, kind of angled, funky, you can't really see it. If I'm just back there playing like a webcam match, honestly, I'll throw the third dart and just act like I still need to hit that target. And if I get up there and see that my second dart was in fact in, then that was game shot and the game was over then. And my third dart's irrelevant. But I just prefer that to breaking up, walking up to the trying to walk off the Aki, walk up, go back, reset. It's so counterproductive. It's just, I mean, counterproductive. I say that as if it's tried as something that's supposed to help. Um, it's it's just harmful. It's just harmful having to take your stuff off the Aki and move around to check for a dart. But it's what it is in webcam darts, with online quarantine darts. Whether you're playing online because you want to with friends across the world, or you have to because you're under lockdown or quarantine, whole new dynamic to playing through a screen instead of beside your opponent on the Aki.
59.
Players staying neck and neck here. Well, never mind.
100.
That was a big move there for Jesse to potentially take this throw away from Jerry. And he has.
54.
So advantage Hopper here as a Rattlesnake looks to slither his way into a second break. Hey, snake puns. I got him. You probably hate them. I don't care. Oh, yeah. I know what I was going to talk about. It was World Cup. Oh, my gosh. The World Cup starts tomorrow. Set your calendar. 6 a.m. Central Time, 7 a.m. Eastern, 12 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time. I don't know if it's Greenwich Mean Time or British Standard Time or summertime. Time zones, how do they work? Nobody knows. That's why I advocate for a 24-hour clock. I don't care who gets the noon lunch, the midnight dawn. I don't care. Make me wake up at 3 p.m. in the morning when the sun starts to rise. It doesn't matter. Please take away my time zones. Anyway, World Cup. Craziness. In case you missed it today, China had to pull out. It was Singapore a few days ago with Paul and Harith Lim getting knocked out from their country, saying you are not allowed to travel back here. You cannot come back to Singapore after having visited a country that has their own lockdown restrictions in place. And now we just hear that China is out. They go to board their flight and they're told, no, you can't get on. Got to go do something else. So they're out. Singapore out was at Portugal's benefit. So we have the Portuguese man of scores, Jose de Souza, Be Math Aware, like the poster child from Be Math Aware. And now we get Lithuania in with the loss of the Chinese team. So Lithuania now joining the World Cup in Salzburg here this week. Again, starting tomorrow. All the action on PDC TV. It's the best tournament in the world in my estimation. I just cannot get enough of the World Cup. Some of the most exciting matches I've ever seen in my life have been World Cup matches. The pairs format is exciting. Just y'all should watch it. We should also watch. Oh no! I think it leaves double one or double two. What was it? Double one here for Jesse. 1 and 19 for Tops. Had 59. Scored 57. Finds the single one. Scores himself a 62 with that single one. And Jerry again refusing to give himself a chance at a double. 2 big 20s there. That's all you need to set up a bullseye.
Oh, Jesus. Are you kidding me?
Don't go for the 18s. It's literally the PSA at the beginning of every episode.
25.
Oh, Jerry Melendez under his breath saying, God almighty, if he only knew. 10 leaves Tops.
23.
25 for 40 here is what I predict for Jerry. Can he maraud his way into this hole to throw, which he really needs. Does not want to go down 2 breaks here. 10 or 18. It's 10 for double 20 here. Oh, and he finds it. You can tell that dart is right in there. Super duper clean. No question about it. A little bit right of center, but very well thrown there from Jerry. Great job holding that throw, not letting this deficit slip any further. Advantage, though, still Jesse. With that early break of throw.
43.
And just holding out since. So Jesse keeping that first 9 up. Doubling woes, getting to him a little bit.
70.
You see that power scoring there, just absolutely insane. We have 3 maximums through 2.5 legs in the early goings here this match. So again, last match of the regular season for both of these players. They are playing to get into the playoffs. Well, Jerry is there. So Jerry has secured his playoff spot. But what he's playing for right now is to stay in that 3 seed, which would have him going up against the toaster, Dave Weiland, in their semifinal matchup. And what he does not want to do, Jerry, is lose this and then slip down into the 4th seed and then be forced to play the dominant player so far through the season. Not so far. This is the season. It's been the whole season. The dominant player throughout the entire season. Number 1 seed, Shenandoah Slinger Kenny Johnson. That is who Jerry does not want to play in the first round. So that's his motivation here.
43.
Get the draw at least. Secure that 3 seed. Keep that 3 seed safe. And avoid Slinger in the first round. Not like the toaster match would be much easier.
58.
But I don't think that Toaster would mind me saying that Jerry would rather play the breadwormer than he who throws from the valley. From the valleys and the hills of Virginia. From good old Appalachia. Good move up there, back to 20s. After knocking off that 7 with the first start with that 57 from Jesse. Absolutely beautiful stuff. That is what we call math awareness, folks.
95.
Big opportunity here for Jesse. Oh, and I think that's on. Oh, no, it is off. He wants to throw this dart real high. Beautiful third dart. Very safe. Well away from the treble 20 and the flights around it that could grab onto it and yank it back down in there, forcing a bust on 140, which you always hate to see.
100.
So double 20 here for Jesse. To remain in this commanding lead. Well, it's not that commanding, it's a break, but it's felt commanding.
20.
That, however, did not feel so commanding. 116 for Jerry. Is not going to go, so Jesse's going to have a chance at that double 10 here. Critical thing for him is to not throw this first dart inside and force himself up to the 5 immediately. Wants to throw this toward the outside of that double area. Try to set himself up a marker, which he doesn't. That could be a marker, though. Not necessarily a marker where you want to throw, but oh, it is. Hear that click. You see it adjacent to that flight, just wedged right in there. Great needle threading there from Jesse. You know, looked like there was a little bit of traffic. Like that double 10 wedge was getting a little bit busy. But he found that route over the top. They were laying down low enough. The flight's not sticking up too aggressively. Giving him enough room to just glide right over top that second dart. Find that double 10.
Yeah, I saw it jump in the middle of your throat. Just jump over. There you go. 93.
I need to jump in here. I think these players have messed up this order. Y'all, this is Jesse's throw. Yep.
Sure.
Jesse won the cork, right?
No.
Jesse threw first in leg one.
No, I did. No, Jerry did. So this is
I'm an idiot. Yep, I'm looking at, so the reason I determined so definitively was that my leg orders are inversed here. So I was looking at the top leg here, which had Jesse throwing first. That was the last leg we threw, leg 6, an even number leg. I thought I was looking at an odd number leg, leg 1. I was not. Oh, and that's the problem. That's the problem with problems. With some of the ways we do this online casting stuff, relying on the players to do their math, the booth to kind of keep it all on the level. And then every now and then, if I think there's a question with some of the scoring software, that'll just trigger a whole new layer of second guessing and just looking for things to be wrong and just getting it wrong. But fortunately, the players in this case saying, "Nope, Matt, I threw first and you're wrong," and shut up.
95.
And now I'm not quite as close personally with these two players as I am with some of the other Quarantine Premier League players. If this had been some of the other players, they might have told me to rightly go do some things that I'm not going to say right now because, as I said, we distribute on public access television. I certainly hope to get to know Jerry and Jesse a little bit better here. Jerry, who I have thrown with in person, a small handful of times here around some bars in Austin. But Jesse, who I have never met in person before, but feel like I would very much like to throw with at some bars around Austin or around his hometown of Fort Worth, Texas.
Oh my God, 43.
Home of the stockyards. Rich in cattle ranching history. Ooh, double 16 here. Double 8 now for 18 darts. Yes!
Yes.
You hear the yes, Jesse, as he's that question was as he was stepping towards the board. Again, a feeling I am very familiar with. Like, is it in there? Closer, closer? Yes, it is. Not one to call it prematurely. Very much appreciated there. Jesse looking to get this job done. So again, Jerry will be sticking in the playoffs here regardless of what happens.
60.
The only question is whether or not he gets to play the Toaster, number 2 seed in the first round, or number 1 seed, Shenandoah Slinger, for his opener. Again, neither of those matches are going to be easy for anyone. Let's take a look at our dart counts here. Good stuff from Jesse there. But that 15 darter from Jerry could have been a 13 darter. And what did he do? Miss tops, I think. He went 20, 10, double 5, or was it 20 outside, double 10? I don't remember. Anyway.
60.
Good numbers going in there. Good numbers coming out here. Jesse staying around that 80 area on his first 9. That's pretty silly. That crazy power scoring you see there, those low tons, certainly contributing to that. Wow, beautiful
84.
third dart. Work it out for him here, Jerry, if he wants to secure this victory and avoid a fight with the 1 seed in the first round of the playoffs, which I think should be coming up either this Saturday or possibly the next, to be determined. as we determine exactly who the heck will be playing in that.
100.
Great ton there from Jesse. Put himself into checkout range. Again, though, a draw does nothing for him. Jesse is going to need to get to 7 legs here in order for this match to mean anything.
26.
A lawnmower race is going on outside somebody's home. Oh, almost hit that treble 20 to set up tops at 157, 157, and then, oh, just the 20 and the 20. Great setting up, though.
45.
20 tops here. Critical thing here with the 60 is always just not to bust it first start. The one time you don't want to hit the treble, you're always likely to do it on here. Jesse avoids it. Double 10 now is the move. No.
50.
50 is the score. Oh, boy. And especially looking at his opponent's score, I would have thought that Jesse would have made a point to aim outside
45.
of that target and miss inside. As it is, left himself on the double 5. Oh, wow. Went to do the old slinger 2 double 4 split. Finds himself getting punished for it. Going straight into that 15 from 10. I think he'll do it again. I think the strategy was right, and he's still not under pressure here. So I think he's going to go to...
Wow.
Well, he tried it. He found himself outside. There's the 2. How about the double 4? Wow, busting in a whole new way there, Jesse. Not on the setup, but on the checkout miss.
$45.
You can almost hear some of the deflation there in Jerry's voice. Very frustrated call of the 45. Or maybe not frustrated, but like disappointed.
Bust.
Oh, wow. Yikes.
32.
Just way off. That third dart was aimed at the trebled 20. It just was released far, far, far too late.
First start.
But that double is not far too late for Jesse. After 5 turns to take a checkout, finally getting through the door. And he is 1 leg away from securing himself a spot in the playoffs
60.
at the expense of Sweet Action Mike Gilligan. So again here, his players will earn 2 points for a match win. So that's what Rattlesnake here is going for. So with the win, with 7 legs, even if he wins 7-5, right? So even if there's nothing in the leg differential there, Jesse will eclipse.
41.
Oh no, if it's 7-5, Jerry would still have the leg diff, right? So it's got to be 7-3. Oh, for the seeding implications, right?
42.
Because that would put Jesse at the +4, Jerry the -4. Oh, and then we have to go to legs against. And the 7-4 would have to be for Jesse. You have to get the 2 breaks in there, and it'd be tied, and it'd be season average. Oh my gosh, this could be going all the way down to the season averages here. If Jerry gets a 3rd leg on the board, and only a 3rd leg on the board, we could be taking this down. So the way that the playoff seedings work, the way the table works, right? So you have the standings here. So the first criteria is the points, obviously, right? So you're earning 2 points for a match win, 1 point for a draw. That's the first ranking criteria. The second criteria is leg differential. How many more legs you won than you lost? Just net legs won against your opponents throughout the season. So at 7-3, these players will be tied. They'd be tied at 12 points. They'd be tied at +15.
46.
Oh, wait, no, they wouldn't because that would take legs away from Jerry. So it's 2. Oh, God, we're already there.
37.
Oh, we're already there. Okay, I think it's already split now. So that means that if Jesse takes this leg, then we got to go to the season averages to determine the 3-4 seed spot.
79.
Wow. And as those stand right now, that would be Jesse with a 57.07 average on the season compared to Jerry's 54.57, and it doesn't look like Jerry is going to make up that ground in this match.
47.
In fact, I'm sure mathematically he's not, unless this goes absolutely off the rails. Wow, so this really would be nuts if this ends up going 7-2 here. Because again, as we see, it would take...
Oh, that was horrible.
Wait, no, 7-2 would take 5 off of Jerry
31.
and then give 5 to Jesse. So it is 7-3. So it is 7-3 is that line of demarcation. So we'll see if this math starts to get real crazy, as I've already had a hard enough time with it without it getting crazy.
54. 54.
But a 102 here, ending on a double, I think, would end all that conversation. Double 20 now. Wow! And he finds it for the 102, making the math a non-conversation.
Good shooting, Jerry. Enjoy it.
Wow! Jerry a little bit frustrated there. Oh no, my booth cam is, well, yeah, I'll put that back. Wow, jeez. Well, that'll do it. Jesse getting over the line there. Jerry's still going to be in the playoffs, but be forced to go up against the number 1 seed there. And all of this is at the expense of Sweet Action Mike Gilligan finding himself blocked out of the playoffs here with that Rattlesnake victory. Wow, so let's take it back to the standings here. See where we're at. We see the shuffle. Like I said, Jesse through the door. So both players with those 10 points. Jesse with the advantage with the leg differential. Legs against, tournament average. Doesn't matter. He's there with the leg diffs. That's all there is for the playoffs. So we'll see the playoffs open up with the number 1 Shenandoah Slinger Kenny Johnson going up against number 4 West Texas Marauder Jerry Melendez. And the next match in the semifinals there, which is all set, will be number 2 Toaster Dave Weiland going up against number 3 here, as we just saw, Rattlesnake Jesse Hopper. We do have one more match left, though, of this Quarantine Premier League fall regular season. That's coming up at 8:15 Central Time tonight. That's in about 25 minutes time. Hope you all stick around and hang out with us for that. Nothing on the line but pride, but it'll be fun. I'll be jazzed, and we'll talk more about the Finals Night playoff coming up later. Oh, and yeah, the cable television stuff I mentioned earlier. You've probably seen this screen before while we've been doing some of these broadcasts. This is called an identification screen, and I have been putting this up because this is what's required to broadcast on the cable TV station through the public access channel. So it's called a station identification tag. Gives information about the producer of the program, who's identifying it. So in case folks have complaints like, hey, I would like to complain to the FCC. This guy I was watching, Jerry Melendez, he had 90 left. His opponent was on a finish. His opponent was on like double 10. Jerry has 90 left, and he goes 18s for a start. I would like to file a complaint. This identification screen makes sure that that complaint gets right to me so that I kick Jerry out of the league for shooting at 18s on 90. So great feedback cycle we have here with public television. That's it. I'm already getting my words all mixed up. Thanks, y'all, for tuning in. We'll catch y'all next time.